Hello, anybody there? 122.8.
Alpha Whiskey Golf on 122.8. Hello.
Hello there. There's no one to talk to, no controller here.
No, there's nobody on here.
Yeah, but does that mean I can climb unrestricted or what exactly? Without clearance?
Yeah, so I'm very new to VATSIM, so from what I can gather, you can make your climbs according to your flight plan, just to make sure that obviously you're checking around for us, and just a note, just so everybody's aware.
Okay.
You were blocked from Qatari airline, Papa.
I am Alpha Whiskey Golf. Alpha Whiskey Golf, 3 miles from the contact at 3, altitude or flight level, sorry, 370.
Gatwick Tower, good evening. Sweet fly 7 Whiskey November at 1066, Boeing 738. Requesting IFR clearance to Palma de Mallorca with destination hotel.
Sweet fly 7 Whiskey November Gatwick Tower, hello. Report your stand number and are you able to accept Bogner 1 X-ray departure?
Yes, I'm ready to accept Parkman 1 X-ray departure and 1066.
Gatwick Tower, Volotia 2700.
Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to I think our 4th live stream. So today we are back at Gatwick, we're at stand 113 and we're in the EasyJet A319 again. So today we're doing a slightly different flight, another new airport that I have flown to before but not for a long while, so we're going over to Zurich tonight. Our departure time is at 9:30, however we're hoping to depart a little bit earlier. I thought we'll go through the full setup again, as you would do normally. So we've already had to walk around the outside of the aircraft and that is all good. So what we'll do, we're going to start the loading procedure and we're going to start GSX doing all its usual loading. Hope you're all well and joining. Thank you for joining us.
Refueling truck is on its way.
So I thought we'd just quickly go through our flight plan.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives,
then we can go from there really. So let me just throw the flight plan over the top. Right, so here we are today, we're at stand 113. Current runway in use is 26 left as it was yesterday. So we are... So we've got a cruise level today of 290, so fairly low again. Got a 0 fuel weight of 55.3. Our takeoff weight is 61.7 and our landing weight is 58.3, which means we're taking 6.6 tons of fuel and 20 minutes of taxi fuel, 1 hour 16 minutes of trip fuel, 15 minutes of contingency, alternate of 37.
Fuel truck is in position.
And obviously some other, so our alternate
Please don't
night.
load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
I believe, let me just double check what the alternate was. So it's Geneva is the alternate, which I've flown to a few times before. So we're expecting the Bogner 1 X-ray departure for runway 26 left. So as you can see, as we depart out of here, we make a left-hand turn, initial climb 5,000 and then a climb of 6,000. I think London Control was online, I'm not sure if it is now. We do have Gatwick Tower online, which you probably already heard a little bit of. But anyway, let's start getting the aircraft set up. So we'll start with the overhead as per usual, and on the left hand side. So cruise supply of oxygen will be on, ground control on. I've already tested the engine fire control panel. I did that just a little bit before the stream, just so it's not quite so noisy. So we'll set the ideas to nav and work our way along the bottom. Yes, we'll request the tug now.
Welcome aboard your EasyJet flight. To help us get on our way, please take your seats as quickly as you can.
We've got the fuel pumps on as well.
For others to pass.
And we've also got the navigation lights on, so we've got the wing lights on for now. You can see that's
Hello,
off.
Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Please put these in the overhead lockers. If you are sitting in the front row or next to an exit,
right,
you
we'll
must
just
put
tune
all
the
your bags
local
in the
ATIS
overhead
here.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel.
Gatwick, so 136525.
Passengers boarding starting.
The crew are in the cabin to help you.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Type on first contact data link clearances are available. Northbourne code the twitch advise on initial contact. You have information. India.
004 at 7.
Gatwick 8 is India 2050 Zulu. Runway in use 26 left. Transition level 70. Notices to air missions ILS approach to be expected. Gatwick delivery and ground are closed. ATC service continues on tower frequency 124.230. PDC online Lawborn code Gatwick when variable at 5+20. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Ceiling 1,700 broken. Temperature 13. 2.10. QNH 1024. Acknowledge receipt of information India and for departures, advise aircraft type on first contact data.
So then, as we've just heard there, so information India is current and local QNH is 1024. So let's just tune the tower frequency 124.320.
Hello. May I see your boarding pass?
West 818, thanks.
Right then, so we'll
Monitor
start
Unicom
getting
122, that's like bye.
MCU
Can you
set
how
up.
much at 18 thanks ATC?
Welcome to the stream.
Welcome on board.
So we'll go to init request, and obviously most of that will load as we're expecting.
Welcome on board.
Just have a quick look at our cost index tonight. So our cost index tonight is 53, and like I said, a flight level of 290, which gives us a flex of 45. Our flex is actually
Hello.
290.47. IRSs, we'll align them on the reference point.
We have departure
page,
book
so
one,
our
book
fuel
one
tonight is
X-ray
6.6 tons.
to flight 7 November.
City Flight 7 Whiskey November, thanks. Cleared to Palmer, Falconer 1 X-ray departure, reroute in
So
text,
fuel weight is
7214.
55.3. And
Here
our
at the Palma
trim
de
is
Mallorca,
CG
Falconer 1
is
X-ray departure, squawk
27.8.
7314.
Confirm squawk
We'll
7214.
just go and calculate our takeoff
Apologize,
speeds.
721, squawk 7214 to flight 7 Whiskey November.
Apologies
City
about
Flight
the
7
GSX
Whiskey
tab
November,
showing
reads
at the
back
top.
correct.
Reinstalled the sim last night, so everything else has been reinstalled as well. So on to departure. Sync load sheet. Let's calculate them. So going back, so we've got 141. 141.
Okay, 2700, welcome to Gatwick, taxi second right, Juliet, Quebec,
Transition
Lima,
level
Quebec
7000.
Alpha, Sun 562.
Welcome on board.
Welcome, guys. Obviously, if you've got any comments or anything, just feel free to pop them straight into the chat. Even if you just want to have some general chit chat, we can do.
the current for taxi?
I'll have a look.
Yeah, no
time
problem.
once
Second
we,
right, Juliet, hold
once we
short,
get up in the air.
Alpha Romeo, expect stand 562.
The clock's 1 and we're up 0.6. And our
Welcome on
flex
board.
is 68.
Turn right, 26 right, Juliet, Kilo,
So moving on to
Juliet,
flight plan page. So
Quebec,
Echo departure. Expecting
Lima.
26 left.
Voltaire 2700, negative. Taxi your second right, Juliet, hold short and taxiway Romeo.
turn right, taxiway Juliet, hold short, taxiway Romeo.
So then, Bogdan 1 X-ray departure. Sorry, I was just adjusting the sound a little bit.
Please take your seats as quickly as you can.
Gatwick Tower, hello,
That's
Eurowings
sim.
1771 at stand
Our arrival
65.
tonight at Zurich, we're
Aircraft
expecting
type
runway
8020
28.
with information hotel requesting
that's
IFR
28.
clearance to Palma de
You
Mallorca.
are sitting in the
And
front
our
row
route is
or next to an exit.
BLM 3
You must
Golf
put all your
arrival.
bags in the
One,
overhead lockers.
For
So,
correction,
it's not allowed
1771.
at any time. This includes vapes.
BLM 3
and
Golf.
You accept Falconer 1 X-ray
The
departure.
crew are in the cabin to help you.
Just gonna have a quick look
Bogdan
on
1
Navigraph just to
X-ray
make sure we
departure,
are following that
Eurowings
properly.
1771.
Say again.
Bogdan 1 X-ray departure, Eurowings 1771.
Hello.
Eurowings 1771, I'll send you reroute in text, advise if you can accept the route.
So we're going via the transition of GIP28, so GIP28 and insert that into the sim.
EasyJet Gatwick Tower, hello. Calling me at 1 mile final is not adequate, but wind variable 5 knots.
So that's MCDU set up. That's the most boring bit. We'll just move down here and get the weather radar all online. I think the wind shear system is on, and we'll have a quick chat with ATC shortly and see how we go from there. So we've got passengers on board now. We've got all the fuels on board, so seatbelt signs can come on. Got 3 more minutes until the IRSs are aligned. And then we can look at getting on our way. Hopefully it'll be a quicker departure out of Gatwick tonight than it was last night. It took us quite a long while last night. Currently we do have ATC online at Zurich and most of the route, to be fair. When we start going into France, we have quite a good amount of ATC. Unfortunately we've only got Gatwick Tower online at the moment, but it's certainly better than nothing.
Great, 1771, thanks. Cleared to Palmer, Boxer 1 X-ray departure route in text, squawk 2160.
This way.
I repeat squawk, please, Gatwick Tower, your rings 171.
So we've got 42 out of 141 passengers that have joined us tonight. We can always speak and have a quick chat about our clearance. So then.
Good evening.
246, welcome to Gatwick. Second right Juliet, hold short Romeo, expect standby.
We'll probably do a quick radio check just to make sure that everything's okay.
Taxi your second right Juliet, hold short of Romeo, expect stand 553.
This way, please.
Second right to Juliet, expect.
So cockpit preparation checklist, gear pins and close and refuel. Quantity is 6.6 tons. Seatbelts on, ADIRS are set to nav and bar is 1024 3 ways. Hopefully Gareth can join us tonight.
Your rings 171, please repeat squawk one more time.
If he doesn't stand the end of the word, okay, he's got
yeah, no problem, squawk 2160.
2160, your rings 171. Thank you.
Quite like the new boarding music with the EasyJet, to be fair. It's quite upbeat and jolly, to be fair. So then, let's have a chat with ATC. Very good evening, EasyJet is with you on stand 113. We have information from Red Type A319 requesting IR to Zurich, please.
EasyJet Gatwick Tower, hello, cleared Zurich, parking the 1 X-ray departure, squawk 1164.
Good evening.
Good to Zurich, parking the 1 X-ray and 1164, EasyJet.
EasyJet, read back correct, report ready.
Cool. So let's pop the squawk in, 1164.
Hello.
So 1164's in the box.
Hello.
Voltaire 2700, continue taxi now, Romeo Lima, Quebec Alpha, send 562.
Just while we're waiting.
Continue taxi, Romeo Lima, Quebec, for stand 562.
Please put these in the overhead lockers.
Eagle 6, continue taxi now, stand 553 via Romeo Lima.
You must put all your bags in the overhead lockers. Smoking is not allowed at any time. This includes vapes and other e-cigarettes. The crew are in the cabin to help you.
Boarding pass, please.
Gatwick Tower, Easy 24 Lima. We have a pound on board. We have also
Hello?
E24 Lima Gatwick Tower, hello. Just report fully established runway 26 left.
This way, please.
So that's just FEJSX settings sorted. Hopefully people will board a little bit quicker now.
Station call in, unreadable.
Good evening.
I'd say we're just waiting for the rest of the passengers. Once they're all on board, we'll get on our way.
Hello?
It's quarter past already anyway, so just trying to make sure the speedy boarders.
Welcome on board. May I see your boarding pass?
EasyJet Lima, you're unreadable. Just check your mic's not muted, but I think I can see you fully established now. Runway 26 left, clear to land. The wind's variable 5, gusting 20 knots.
Oh, a little bit breezy.
clear to land.
Hello?
Runway 26 left, Easy 24 Lima.
So then we've got our clearance from ATC. It's just now a case of waiting for passengers, really.
Good evening.
So I don't know if you can actually see the boarder. Oh, there you go. See him walk in onto the aircraft as we speak. Just waiting for our load sheet as well. Hopefully we'll get our load sheet shortly.
This way.
Just going to press the latest weather here at Gatwick as well.
Hello?
Whilst we're waiting. As usual, passengers taking forever. So latest wind here at
Hello?
so variable.
Boarding pass, please.
Variable 050, 20, 20 knots. Temperature's 13 degrees Celsius.
Good evening.
That's again, it's still 1024. Let's see if passengers are getting on their way. So I'm going to shut them out for a little bit. We've got 80 passengers on there out of 141. Hoping we're not going to be too delayed. Then. Once we get to about 110 passengers, we'll start the APU and then we can hopefully get out of here a little bit quicker. So just waiting for the rest of them to get on board. Then if you want to have a walk around, should we have a walk around outside the aircraft? See how detailed the meetings are. This is still considered fine for meetings. Absolutely amazing aircraft. Polished and a little bit noisy. That was got rear stairs as well. Welcome to the GSX stairs. Obviously you can't walk to the
BAW 189 radio check.
189 Gatwick Tower, hello.
Park's open at the moment. Still a little bit of time. Back into the cockpit. A little bit quieter in here as well. So we're just going to turn off some of the lighting in here. Just make it nice and dark for us. It'll get a little bit darker obviously as we get a little bit closer to the runway. So
Gatwick, good evening, with their 775 stand 555 information India on board Airbus 321.
I would imagine, roughly. And then obviously we'll have a look at our charts as we
EasyJet Lima, welcome to Gatwick.
Zurich.
Taxi to 08 left, hold short Romeo.
Do have some of the contrary scenery
left,
for
hold
Zurich,
short,
so, and I've not actually been there since I've had the scenery, so I have
And
no idea what it
EasyJet
is.
Lima, any stand that you require, short stand or where would you like to park?
Preferably a stand that's close to us.
So guys, I'll be back in about 30 seconds. Just
Yeah,
grab a
no
drink
problem, I
just
can
while
give
we
you
get
stand
questions coordinated, okay?
107.
Yeah, that's no worries, thank you.
EasyJet Lima, thanks. Taxi runway 08 right, 08 left, Romeo, Kilo, stand 107.
Runway 08 left, Romeo and then Kilo. Thank you.
The station looking for clearance, the call sign.
Gatwick, good evening, with their 755 with the information India on board stand 555 Airbus 321.
With a 755 Gatwick Tower, hello, no flight plan, please refile.
Gatwick Tower, EasyJet A319 Whiskey.
So guys, we're back.
6 left, we're 5 miles down.
Hopefully,
EasyJet Romeo Whiskey, Gatwick
you
Tower,
could
hello,
join
wind
as we
variable
start
5,
our
gusting
departure.
20 knots, runway 26 left, they say it's led to land.
55 Clearland, EasyJet A319.
well then guys, so I think we are in a safe position to start the APU. So, APU start. So I've got a switch combination using a mixture of Mobiflight and also the Honey Bravo throttle quadrant.
Flight plan has been filed by with their
So it does
755.
automatic. It's just nicer for when after landing. It's a lot easier than looking up and pressing buttons. I'd love to know what you guys think to the new background on the EFB. It's quite vibrant. Certainly, it's quite bright if I'm honest. I may reduce the brightness a little bit, but I think it looks alright to be fair.
Go
Just something a little bit
for correction 755, so Roger, stand by. Your flight plan's invalid, I'll call you back.
Standing by with their 755.
different. So with the constraints. You can have a good look at the plan
Let's
out.
go 755, thanks Scott, reroute. Can you accept Minfo 1 mic departure?
Say again slowly for with their 755.
With 755, no
Estimating
problem.
our flight
Can
time,
you
1 hour,
accept
23
the
minutes
Minfo
tonight.
1 mic departure? That's Mike India Mike Foxtrot Oscar.
Sure, no problem for us with their 755.
With 755, thanks. Clear to Prague. Minfo 1 mic departure. Reroute Yankee 311 Airway. Dover Delta Victor Romeo. Then as filed, squawk is 7014.
So we are headed to our final destination, Prague, via Minfo 1 mic, squawking 7014, and didn't copy after Minfo, sorry for that.
Welcome on board your
No problem, it's the
EasyJet
Yankee
flight.
311 Airway to Dover. It's in your flight plan, Delta Victor Romeo. Then as
AP is on and available. So
Roger, that's the Yankee 311 then to Dover for with their 755.
These in the
Is
overhead
it 755, correct?
If you are sitting in the front row or next to an exit, you must put all your bags in the overhead lockers.
few passengers, about 20 left
is not
now.
allowed at any time. This includes
27
vapes
Romeo
and
Whiskey,
other
taxi
e-cigarettes.
to
The crew are in
7560
the cabin to help
via
you.
hoping
Juliet,
all controls are
Romeo,
normal as they should be.
Lima, Quebec Alpha.
Taxi to stand 560 via Juliet, Romeo Lima, Quebec, EC37.
So then.
Gatwick Tower, EasyJet Papa Lima will be turning on the final to runway 26, right.
Hopefully we shouldn't be late, we should be leaving a couple minutes.
50 Papa Lima, Roger, call fully established.
516 nautical miles tonight. Hope we get a few of you join us tonight. If not, obviously you can watch the live stream back. Quite a few people seem to watch them back. Only problem is it takes a little while for them to upload from the stream. Right then. 30.
Gatwick Tower, EasyJet Papa Lima established, 26, right.
Five zero Papa Lima, thanks. So runway 26 left, clear to land. The wind's variable 5, gusting 20 knots.
Copy, the wind's clear to land, EasyJet Papa Lima.
Gatwick Tower, Eurowings 1771, ready to push back and start.
He's looking very American.
Good evening.
American backpack on.
Eurowings 1771, stand at number 65. Push and start approved, face south.
Pushback and start approved, facing south, Eurowings 1771, thank you.
So we can expect to probably be facing east. Our taxi routing tonight, we can probably hazard a guess it's probably going to be Lima, Papa, Alpha November to Alpha 2, I would imagine, or something along the lines, but we'll find out in about 5 minutes time. So we've been live 40 minutes, we've not really gone anywhere yet. Obviously, if you guys think that you prefer me having it all set up and ready to go, if you prefer that and it's better for you, please do let me know, and then I'll just sort of change the content a little bit. So any second now, boarding will be complete. Boarding complete.
Cabin crew, thank you. Boarding is complete.
Just wait for these last couple of doors to shut, and then we shall get on our way.
Please put your electronic devices in flight mode now so that you can use them throughout the flights. Put your laptop safely away in your bag, ready for takeoff. If any of your electronic devices become hot, damaged, or produce smoke, let us know immediately. If you're using a power bank, please monitor the device.
Full start checklist, sparking brake sets, takeoff speeds and thrust. 141, 141, 145 and thrust is 68. Windows closed and beacon is on, that's before start checklist complete. Tower EasyJet stand 113 ready for push and start.
Ladies and
EasyJet 97, Roger, stand 113, push and start approved, face east.
Push that through facing east, EasyJet. So then, let's get GSX primed and ready.
EasyJet Papa Lima vacated, runway 26, left.
We have Tim joining you very shortly.
50 Papa Lima, Roger, taxi, Romeo, Kilo,
Brakes release, you clear to push.
Papa, Lima, 149.
All engines clear. Start at will.
49 left, Romeo, Kilo, Papa Lima.
Start sequence 2, then 1 starting engine 2.
Whilst we take you through the safety procedures of this aircraft.
So then guys, let's get on our way. So we'll pop flaps into flaps 1 position. Well, I say that. So we seem to have an issue with the flaps already. That's fine, we can do that manually. Like I say, I reinstalled the sim yesterday, so I've not found all the little bugs, so I'm just going to make a note about the flaps. And we'll have a look at that after the stream. It's not a major issue, so we can do it all manually anyway. So we need to set this to 0.6 up, and we'll just go to the flap control page. 0.6 up. Wonderful. And we're pushing in the right direction. Engine 2 is available, starting engine 1. And spoilers. And max auto brake.
We're now going to take you through the safety features of this aircraft. Please pay attention to the illuminated signs.
At least we got the cabin announcements today. I've been missing them. Turns out it was a really simple fix, I think. What
is shown
issue?
on the safety card and is demonstrated by the crew.
Everything with the sim
Please
runs
make sure
okay.
you know where your nearest exits are. They may be behind you. Emergency lighting will guide you to an exit. In an emergency, leave all bags on board.
Pull up.
To fasten your seatbelt, push the metal end into the...
Please set parking brakes.
Pull the loose ends to adjust and unfasten by lifting the top of the buckle.
Brakes set equal to
It must be fastened
disconnect.
when the seatbelt sign is on, and we suggest you keep it fastened whenever you're in your seat. If the air supply
Engine 1's now
fails,
available.
masks will drop
Master
from
to
above you.
normal.
Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth and
After
breathe
start checklist,
normally.
anti-ice not required.
Hold the mask in
Econ
place with the
status
strap.
is checked.
Easy 5 Papa Lima, you missed Romeo Kilo there, but straight Papa and Lima straight to 749 there.
Yeah, I realised that. Thank you very much. Straight Papa and Lima, thank you.
Remove
400.
it from the pouch and put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist and click together.
Gatwick Tower, Eurowings 1771, ready to taxi.
You must not
Eurowings 1771, thanks, taxi straight ahead, hold short Lima.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Yeah, we're just on the right.
Straight ahead to hold short Lima, Eurowings
Clear. Right is
1771.
clear.
So we'll just wait to acknowledge that we've got the pin.
The crew can help you with life jackets.
97, just time on ready for taxi.
Safety card in your seat pocket before takeoff. It contains important safety information specific to this aircraft.
I'll just say again, he's not.
Such as the brace position.
Do you have an ETA on taxi, being ready for taxi?
Yeah, about 30 seconds, just wait for GSX to do its thing and we'll be on our way.
Window blinds.
Thank you.
Fasten your seatbelts. Thank you for your attention.
So then, let's get ready for taxi. Taxi lights are on. Easy 97's ready for taxi.
97, thanks, taxi holding point Alpha 2 via Papa and Alpha Sierra.
Hold point Alpha 2, Papa and Alpha Sierra, easy 97. So then, as we expected,
Eurowings 1771, continue taxi now, Lima, Papa, holding point Alpha 2 via Alpha Sierra.
Repeat, please go to tower, Eurowings 1771.
taxi checklist, flight
Say
control
again?
was checked, flap setting, conform.
Repeat, please, taxiways.
Yeah, no worries, Lima, Papa, Alpha Sierra, holding point Alpha 2.
ECAM status is takeoff, and the only blue we have is...
Lima, Papa, Alpha Sierra, holding point Alpha 2, Eurowings 1771.
So it's first right onto Papa.
Gatwick Tower, good evening, EasyJet 15 Kilo, where aircraft
We have a lot of EasyJet aircraft here as well tonight, so...
Easy 125 Kilo, say again the stand, Gatwick Tower, hello.
We're stand 560 for Easy 125 Kilo.
So first right onto Papa. And we're going Alpha Sierra.
Easy 125 Kilo, Roger, thanks, cleared Edinburgh, Lambourne 6 Mike departure, squawk 7274.
Here to Edinburgh via the land 6 Mike departure, squawk 727 for Easy 125 Kilo.
Easy 125 Kilo, correct.
Well done.
Hello, Zurich fly, ready to start up at
Zurich fly 7 Whiskey November, Roger, thanks, stand 66, push and slot approved, face to the south.
Push the start approved, straight south, Zurich fly 7 November.
Seems to be running quite smoothly since resetting it, to be fair. Be that judge though when we start going in the air. It seems to run quite smooth Gatwick here tonight, so we pretty much continue.
Gatwick Tower with their 755 ready for push to start.
So Alpha November, so we're after Alpha Sierra. This is Alpha November to the left and right.
With go 755 Roger. After the passing here, Eurowings A320 passes left to right behind. Stand 555, pushes 1 through, face out.
After passing airplane, we are clear for push to start facing south with their 755. Thank you.
U97 via Alpha 1, the surface wind variable 5, gusting 20 knots, runway 26 left, clear takeoff.
Clear for takeoff via Alpha 1, EasyJet. Well, check with us, takeoff runway confirmed, 26 left via Alpha 1, so just got a little bit further to go. PGAS TARA packs 1 and 2 are both on. Take off, checklist. Climb checklist is complete. So, round to the right, and then pretty much straight onto the threshold. There's nothing on the inbound that we can see, nothing on our radar either. So then, just to bring the nose round to the right a little bit more. 15 knots is not a bad taxi speed to be fair for turning in the A319. The A321 you need about 8 knots for turning really. So taxi lights can come off and landing lights can come on. Just bring the nose straight a little bit, get the aircraft nice and straight. Obviously we have got a bit of a gust tonight, so we'll see how we go with that. Right. Ready? Take off. And flex 68 SRS runway water, press blue, and really can't wait to get these new throttles just set.
Kilo, Roger, stand 560, push and start approved, face down.
No. So we can follow that line.
97, there's nothing further, monitor advisory 162, that's 20 out of 85, yep.
Monitor advisory 1228.
Easy 125 kilo at 10
That's 55.
Easy 125 kilo, Roger, say again the stand 560, push and start approved, face down.
Pushes are approved, face down.
So we move to advisory 1228. Gatwick traffic EasyJet 118 straight departure from 260. It's nice and stable tonight. Flap 0. Forget we don't have any flap settings, so the initial speed restriction, as you can see here, is 220 knots. Nice view at the moment over Crawley, that sort of area. So that's 220 knot restriction. About to start this little left hand turn.
Eco traffic 2072 overhead Ockham, initial approach 2 7 left.
Nice doing a little bit of manual flying for a change. So, AP1. So, going to flight level 290. Traffic EZ97. Climbing flight level 290 to be level. There we go. Just climb, open climb. Had a few of you join the stream, so had a little bit more interest in that the last couple of nights. I think sometimes the time of day doesn't help either. The fact it's a weekday, over the weekend would be better for sim flights. I'll see how we get on. Transition level standard is set. Lights at the moment. So let's have a quick look at our routine out. Is there any shortcuts we can do? We can probably do direct Dempo to be fair. Just shave a couple of miles off. That is one of the beauties when there isn't any ATC online, you can make a few nice shortcuts. Hopefully we still have ATC on the line over the way. Yes, we still do. Not as much, we have tower online at the moment, and it looks like we do have Swiss control as well. Obviously I don't know what time they go off, hopefully it's still online. Passing 10,000, so we can release the cabin and landing lights come off. So this looks like we're just lying over, I'd like to say Brighton area. Oh, near Shoreham. That's the airport that we see is the Shoreham Airport. And over to the left is Seaford. So I'm not sure if that is actually Brighton. Oh, Shoreham, that's where we are. Apparently over Shoreham. Must have been my...
Eco traffic 272, turning base, runway 27.
Looks like we've got a few wind turbines as well out in the distance. I believe that's what we're seeing here. Yep, got some wind turbines out there. So we do have a company message, so we're just going to have a quick gander to see what that is. Just go to the ATC menu here. So let's just show you. So ATC menu. Receive messages. Oh, it's our load sheet, that's what we've got. I get a print out of it, so I don't often look on here to be quite honest. Seeing if we could try and configure the access, but it seems like it's an issue with my actual control settings, but there we go, it's what it is. Like I say, we haven't got a long flight time. It's estimated our landing time at 22:57 local time. It's roughly an hour, just over an hour really. Probably about an hour and 10 minutes to look. So this is typically where I start planning our routing into Zurich. Like I say, I've not flown in for a long time, so we're going from Gerpol. Obviously a little bit high as well, so the minimum was 2,300 for the localizer. It's a little bit less, about 2,100. I'm saying I think the runway elevation is 1,400 above sea level. Like so. The routing appears pretty good anyway. It's a bit chop and changey, but chances are ATC alarm will probably get vectors for approach. See what I have to say. So as I've said, I don't know quite much rain around there, so we'll see what develops. So it's nearly 20,000 feet. Not much to see out here, unfortunately. That's the only downside to flying at night, really. There's not a lot to see. Just make the landings a little bit more interesting, especially if you don't know where you're going. So it'll make it a little bit more interesting in that sense. There's quite a lot of aircraft on the ground here at Zurich. There's a lot of outer and inner taxiways, but we'll see what, basically we'll land and see where they send us. Always have a look at our arrival performance as well. Please prepare for it. Just a flight later, so the wind's fairly calm, 9 degrees Celsius there. We've got the London waiting already, so London weighs 53. So if we looking at things that they are at the moment, so we're going to use 2,000 metres on the runway. I guess that's because we've got quite a heavy aircraft. We've got 144 passengers, whereas yesterday we only had 95. The chances are we're probably going to be using medium, use that shorter distance. Having said that, if they want us to use the low, we probably could use the low, to be honest. So we use 2,000 metres of it, because this is surplus, just under 400, about 480. We'll have a quick look at the charts, but obviously here, so this is where our London runway, we're going to come in here. I can probably estimate that we'll probably exit at Lima 7. We'll be able to see in a minute. We'll watch this aircraft that's coming in at the moment. No, actually, they're probably waiting to run, but probably guesstimate if we Lima 7 onto Lima 3 in a, it's going to be somewhere around here, I guess. The main terminal building, so we'll see what they say. I think typically down this side is larger aircraft. We've got that's an A320 in fairness. But we'll see where we end up with that. Let's have a quick look at the passengers out there too. The reason why that little flicker, so with the Phoenix it doesn't automatically have the passenger there all the time. When you shut the door, basically they vanish. Sometimes you can see people using their phones and doing bits and bobs to this way. So shut them out of the way anyway. pops the terrain radar wrong because we are going to sort of mountainous areas. Nearly at our cruise altitude, so we've just had a master caution pop up, and it's for the black to swirl null zones. I do get this pop up quite a while. I've tried numerous times to try and get rid of it, but unfortunately nothing seems very successful at the moment. So I'm keeping an eye on that ATC. It appears that Swiss has gone offline, but we still have a tower at the moment. We'll see. If we don't have any ATC, it's not the end of the world. It's just a better experience for all you guys. Hopefully we'll get involved in a few VATSIM events soon as well. I'll normally try and avoid the events, but I think that's purely just because, well, it's just because of how busy they are. I don't like sitting on the ground any longer than I have to, so it just makes a nice thing. So. I don't know if you've seen Wing have released their Boeing 737 MCP. I won't be buying it personally, just mainly because everything I've bought is Airbus orientated. They're saying that would be nice. I do believe it is compatible with the PFDG 737 straight out of the box. It does look very good though, to be fair. I don't know how much they're selling it for. Well, I can tell you actually. So currently, just trying to find £205, which is a little bit more than the Airbus one, but I think it's because of the modes. It's a little bit more complex to make than the other one. I do wish we will bring out an overhead for the A320. It'd be nice. Same as if they bring out my left glider, which I've mentioned in previous streams. So we're at Altstar, so we're just at our cruise altitude. Oh, there is double. We are currently doing 475 knots. So roughly just under 500 mile an hour. So notice you probably notice the tips that appear at the top of the screen. The reason what happens with the tips is basically VATSIM is enabled the pop-ups to appear on there. I don't mind it, to be fair. Sometimes you don't always see them. I've never really flown into Zurich. I think I've flown in there once before. First time seeing this new scenery, so it'll be interesting to see what it's like and see how pretty it is. I'd imagine it will be fairly pretty. So pretty much at the moment we are flying direct to Reshmi, and then we're going to make a left hand turn. We can probably do a little bit of a shortcut there, thus. Straight line, so we'll go direct to Worsley, see how we end up. Just have to pray no ATC comes online because they might tell me if we're going off route. That's what it is. That should knock a little bit of the time off, so it's knocked about 3 minutes off past just by making a little change. some issue with the sound settings on here. So I do apologise if the sound is a little bit overpowering. Going to bring that back a little bit, just see if it sounds a little bit better on the stream. So yeah, we're currently at cruise altitude. Just altered some of the settings for you guys. So you're probably not able to hear half what I've said. If that's any better. Just noticed a couple of settings that have changed from default from yesterday. I've spent ages fiddling with the sound settings, to be honest. The things I don't know how well you can hear like ATC and stuff as well, so I kind of wanted to keep the noise levels similar, so I don't want ATC to be drowned out. I can always boost it, so to be fair, if need be. So then we are approaching one of our little waypoints, so we're approaching Delta. Shouldn't be too long now really. So we've got 356 miles, which sounds like a lot to be fair, but it's not actually that much at all. I'll be back in a second, guys. Just going to have something to nibble whilst we're in cruise. Then I'm back with you. What are you guys up to tonight? Are you up to anything much? Or was it just a fairly chilled night for you all? Obviously if you're new to Flight Sim, and you've got any questions, feel free to just ask them, pop them in the chat, and we can have a little discussion. That's if I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, we'll see how we go. It's been a nice flight so far, to be fair. And we're going obviously across to Zurich. Doing a little bit of corner cutting, just to try and get there a little bit quicker. Like I say, Zurich is online for ATC, so we'll see what we get from there. Feel free to give us a like, comment and subscribe. I'm looking at doing some giveaways going forward, so obviously you'll need to be subscribed to see that. Those of you who don't know me, so I've flight sim for quite a long while, about 15 to 20 years probably coming up now. Well, I'd say probably about 15 years actually, I would say. I'd say that would be fair. Should be a fairly smooth flight, and it should be a smooth landing. But like I say, yeah, I first started on Flight Sim X, really was the main one I used to played. Then I've had 2020, which was a huge improvement obviously from FSX. And then the 2024, which, well, let's say it's had a bit of a rough time, hasn't it, old 2024. We are on the VATSIM network, for those of you that are wondering. Unfortunately, there is no ATC online at the minute, so we're on advisory. It used to be called Unicom, but I think they now call it advisory from what seems to be the terminology has changed slightly. I don't know what we can see out here, not a lot really. See a few cities that are flying over the top of. Just trying to work out roughly whereabouts we are. Oh, so we're just flying over now, so over to our left side we should be able to see Charles de Gaulle. Let's see if we can see the airport. Can't currently see Charles de Gaulle, but it can't be far away. Just clear that master caution. It's showing that Charles de Gaulle's back a little bit further. I don't have any scenery there, so it'll just be the default scenery. Must mean we're somewhere near Paris then. I think we've probably flown over the top of Paris, to be quite honest. Yeah, I can't see anything obvious of Paris. Just trying to eject me out of the aircraft then. We've got 309 miles left to run. Thank you for joining us on the live stream. Like I say, it's a fairly boring flight really. I want to try and do a Innsbruck day flight at some point, a live stream to Innsbruck. Maybe with a nice manual approach as well. Probably runway 26 there. So we just got an aircraft just showing itself on the TCAS, but they're behind us and they're 7,000 feet above us, so they should not be of any conflict to us at all. Apologies for the odd stutter with the audio, I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Don't think it's anything to do with us really. I think it's probably the sim. It does do this from time to time. I think sometimes when it's rendering quite hard, it makes a few funny noises. And obviously because it's a new install of the sim, the rolling cache is obviously still being created as we go, so every single thing we look at is new. Like I say, I'm hoping that Zurich are online. They're currently showing us offline, but you never know, sometimes it's just between switching over with controllers. We'll see how we go there. There are a few airports nearby. So we're still over France in a minute. We're just about to go over towards the Swiss Alps, I believe. Or between the French Alps and the Swiss Alps. I don't know a great deal about Zurich, if I'm honest. I know certainly with Geneva there's a lot of mountains around. It seemed a little bit flatter with Zurich. Didn't seem like there's much of an issue. So we're 1 hour 22 minutes into the stream and we're making good progress. Like I say, we've got approximately, well, I was saying 22:55 we'll land. I think we'll probably be able to shorten that a little bit though, if I'm honest. This time has slowly been coming down. Probably do another direct to be fair. So our top of descent point is about 250 miles away, and then it's a fairly steep descent. It's nothing that we can't achieve really. So we just got direct again, so hopefully it will take just a couple more minutes off. It takes a few minutes to calculate how many minutes it takes off, but it should take a couple of minutes. We're just at the halfway point now, as that's indicated by the ETP that is listed on our monitor here. So we're currently doing 457 knots. That's just around 500 mile an hour roughly. Like I say, we've got quite a nice approach into. Let me just try and show you a little bit easier. As we start our descent in, we'll probably be able to shorten some of this routing. As you see, there's a lot of left and rights, but we'll see what happens. Basically then we make a left hand turn and then into runway 28 at Zurich. Yeah, it should be quite a nice we've got an aircraft 9,000 feet above. I don't know if we'll be able to pick up on them. Might be a little bit high for us to pick up on. Plenty of stars out there tonight though. There's not that many other aircraft about really. It's usually quite a busy sector across here, to be honest. Well, I always think about it quite a busy sector anyway. As you see, we can see a little bit out from the window, a few street lights and roads. Welcome to the stream. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Obviously, we'll have a bit of general chit chat. Feel free to pop a comment in the box. There seems to be quite a lot of new people to the new flight sim, to be fair. I know quite a few people have got it on Xbox and been quite disappointed with Xbox. Which isn't a shame really, because the sim's really good, but I must admit I do rate the sim better on PC. Granted, you do need quite a good PC to run it. Well, to run it smoothly anyway, especially with a lot of add-ons. So for those of you wondering about my sort of peripherals, so we have the Wingwing FCU and EFIS. We also have the Wingwing MCDU. We have a Logitech radio panel and the Honeywell Bravo throttle, and then the Thrustmaster ruddles and joystick. Sort of system spec wise, so I have a 4070, not a Super, just a 4070, and I have a Ryzen 5 3800 X3D, no sorry 7800 X3D, and we also have 64 gigs of RAM. Fairly good internet here. I get about 160 megabytes, yeah, 160 megabytes down, and it runs the sim perfectly, to be honest. Initially when it first came out we had a few issues with the streaming, but it seems to have settled down a lot in recent weeks. With regards to sort of add-ons with the sim, obviously we're using the Phoenix A319 or the A320-21 package. So obviously if you don't have the Phoenix, you initially buy the A320, and then there's an add-on package for the 19 and the 21. To be honest, they're very similar. The 19 and the 20 are very similar. Obviously it's a bit shorter, it slows down a lot quicker as well. The 321 is quite different. Ground handling is very different on it because of the length of it, and also watching that tail when you come into land is quite interesting. So we will do some videos with the 321. I tend to do more longer haul videos with them. Other sort of add-ons we run, so on the ground we run GSX, so GSX Pro. I would highly recommend that. It works seamlessly with the Phoenix. We also run Navigraph charts, as you've probably seen if you look back a little bit further back in the stream. So we have Navigraph charts. We also run MobiFlight, which is what powers my throttle quadrant, to be able to customise it to the Phoenix buttons. Although I think it is a little bit more native now than it was back in the day. Just trying to think what other add-ons we run. Obviously we run vPilot for VATSIM. That's pretty much the standard client for VATSIM. We run the SimApp Pro, which is obviously what powers the Wingwing units. And that's about it really. I have a few obviously add-on sceneries. Yeah, mostly it's about as simple as it is really. But yeah, I would highly recommend GSX, so it's brilliant. But if you don't want to pay for it, there's other options, so you can push back quite easily using the Phoenix tablet. Just a little bit less realistic, that's the main difference. Obviously upcoming, I have ordered some A320 throttle handles for the Honey Bravo, and then Wingwing decided they're going to release a whole set. However, for the size of my room, and I don't know if I'd really want the full pedestal set. I think I'd wait for the rest of the pedestal products to come out before making that sort of purchase, to be quite honest. So I've got 234 miles. We're going to start looking at our approach into Zurich. So just going to refresh the METAR just to see if there's any change, which it looks like there is. So we've got 182 knots, so it's a little bit better. 9 degrees Celsius and the QNH 1020. We're looking at using auto-rate low. It's going to use 1,900 metres of the runway. We're expecting runway 28 obviously. So what we'll do, we'll move down to the MCDU. I'm just going to quickly request an ATIS. It may not give me an ATIS if there's no ATC online. I'll have a quick look though. Sometimes it still detects it, but we'll see what happens there. So obviously the identifies LSZH, so LSZH. I'm going to do it arrival we'll see if we get anything back from the VATSIM network. We may not. If not, we will just request a weather. No, so it says no ATC available, unfortunately. So LSZH, Meta, yes, and then click send, and it'll print that off for me. Also, as you can see on here, the received message, I do get a print out of it as well. So let's have a quick look at the weather report. So, units 1020. I'm just going to go back as well to have a quick look at this easy ops option, so there's no delay code required, which is absolutely wonderful. So we'll go across to our approach page, and obviously the local QNH there is 1020. So 1020, temperature currently is 9 degrees Celsius, and our wind is 180 at 2 knots. So beautiful wind really. Did write our transition, so 2300, and that's for a visual. If we need to change it, then we'll change it. Gives us an approach speed of 130 and a landing speed of 125. We'll have a little bit of a look at the weather as we get a little bit closer again. So we've got another aircraft in front of us, 9,000 feet above. Can't. Just trying to see if we have a visual on this aircraft. Probably won't at that sort of altitude, to be quite honest. We'll just keep an eye on it as well. It's just flying past us by the look of it. There you go. The aircraft's there on the right hand side. I don't know if you can just spot it. Just sort of above the fuselage now. There we go. So we're flying straight past us, so he's no threat to us at all. So it's not going to minimise until we start our descent, so it's going to be roughly, what I'm saying, about 80 miles until we start our descent. So not long at all now. So initial descent is going to be down to 200 roughly. We can always go flight level 100 and just do a nice slow descent and start the descent nice and early. Thank you for joining us, guys. I understand it's a little bit late, so obviously if you need to go to bed, so you can always catch up when it gets uploaded tomorrow on the stream. Hopefully you'll enjoy some of the sort of different tutorials, the little snippet tutorials that we plan to do. Should be quite a nice little tutorial series with him. Oh, hello Gareth, sorry, I was just I didn't notice you was online, if I'm honest. Ah, good man. Yeah, so it was a fairly easy flight out, to be honest, Gareth. Compared to last night, there was certainly not as much traffic as last night. Thank you for making the effort to join me, though. Yeah, feel free to have a look at the departure. To be honest, it was nothing exciting. The taxi was about 5 minutes long. We've had a few viewers tonight, which makes a change. Just no one putting comments in. It's nice to have a bit of a chinwag. Yeah, I must admit, last night I was getting a little bit frustrated because there was a couple of aircraft that jumped in front of us who I was definitely there before. I think the controller realised that as well, to be honest. But it is what it is. You wait until you join a VATSIM event. When you see one of their events, it's hell on earth. It really is. So they did have the clearance. They definitely did have the clearance. I think what happened is when the controller gave the initial sort of taxi instructions, my routing was to Alpha 2, whereas I think a lot of the others were Alpha 1. So automatically they're going to pull further forward than me. So yeah, maybe it was a little bit of dodgy controlling, but it's what it is really. I'm not that bothered. This is the first time I've flown to Zurich, in fairness, so it's going to be interesting. I've got some scenery for Zurich, but like I say, it's not something I've really flown. We did see a little bit of Paris, Charles de Gaulle, or just around the Paris area a little bit earlier. Don't ask me where we are now. I have no idea, if I'm completely honest. Somewhere between France and Switzerland. That's about all I know. Yeah, at the minute I don't think there's any ATC online at Zurich that I can see. I'm hoping the visibility is okay, to be honest. I just did a quick weather update and it's showing the visibility is good still. The wind's nice and calm as well, so hopefully it should be quite a nice approach. It was just establishing, I don't know if you were with us, Gareth, it was just establishing what auto brake sensor we needed to use. So we're going to use auto brake low. It's going to use 1,900 meters of the runway. Yeah, it's a bit weird with the FCU. So my FCU didn't seem to move anywhere. So bear in mind, it coming from China, it took about 2 weeks to come in total, and that was when they first launched. I've since ordered the EFIS. The EFIS didn't take quite as long. It took about 7 days, I think. But it seems to clear customs really weird, and it goes some really weird routing. I think they send it with FedEx from memory, and it does some really weird routing. It goes from like China to the Netherlands, then to France, then into the bottom of the UK, and then up to Birmingham. So, oh yeah, if you've ordered from the UK, you'll be absolutely fine. I think they use, I don't know if they use DPD or FedEx still, actually. It's probably FedEx. You shouldn't have any issues then. What headset have you ordered then? So, I've had a few headsets in my time, to be honest, and one of the cheaper ones seems to be the better one. So I've got the HyperX Cloud, I think it's called. So it did have a mic with it. The microphone wasn't very good, so I did decide to I've basically got a desk mounted one now. It certainly works a lot better. Is everything okay with the sound, Gareth? I had earlier on, I don't know if you'll notice earlier in the stream, you'll probably notice that I was quite quiet and everything else was really loud. Then I realised the microphone volume wasn't right. Basically, I reset my PC last night, so I did a complete wipe of everything because for some reason I don't know what was going on. I didn't have any cabin sounds. I kept finding big blocks on runways, and it really wasn't. Oh, you can't go wrong with Logitech, to be fair. Logitech's a good brand, to be fair. You can spend hundreds of pounds on headphones, and I really don't see the point, to be honest. As long as they're comfortable and you can hear. I tend to wear headphones just for, obviously, listening. I do prefer playing it out loud, to be honest, but the problem is with the microphone, you end up with some awful background noises, especially if you're streaming it. It really doesn't sound great. So we are about 25 miles until the top of our descent, so we'll start our descent shortly. Initially we're going to be going down to around flight level 200, and then 150, and then down to 100. Unfortunately no ATC online at the moment. That was one of the reasons why I flew over here, because when I had a look, ATC was online, which I thought, oh, perfect. I was just going to go up to Edinburgh, and I thought I went to Edinburgh the other day and I can't do that again. Yeah, that's fine. Using speakers is absolutely fine. Like, I prefer it. I have a soundbar, and I actually prefer it. It sounds a lot nicer, although you can literally hear it through the floorboards. I do prefer it, but obviously for streaming, it's just a bit of a nightmare. So I just stick with everything with the headset. You probably will notice, Gareth, my flaps are not configured, so when I reset it for some reason, most of the controls stayed where they were, which I was really surprised by, but some of them really didn't, and oh my god, it was an absolute nightmare, it really was. And I went to go and leave Gatwick and realised, oh, my flaps aren't working, so we're going to have to do them manually tonight. So so the soundbar, if I'm honest, it wasn't expensive. I got given it. Oh yeah, you have to calibrate. Yeah, you do have to calibrate the flaps. Yeah, the soundbar that I've got is a Samsung one. To be honest, I got it really cheap. I think I got it off eBay and it was really, really cheap. And to be honest, it works brilliantly. It's basically a TV soundbar, but I've mounted it underneath my desk. But it's quite bassy as well, really, really bassy. It does sound pretty good though when you spool the engines up, I must admit. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I would say there's probably more priority things to get though than the soundbar. I just put it there just because I had it really, rather than actually needing it. It depends how much you invest your time with flight sim really. Like, obviously I spend quite a lot of time, but if you're just doing it casually, with the headset you'll be absolutely fine. And then people in your house won't kill you either. So, we are about to start our descent now. So, going to select flight level 200. I'm going to managed. And so we're just starting our descent now. Going to enable constraints on the EFIS. So flight level 200 is where we should be at in 30 miles roughly. Yeah, but it's fairly good at calculating descent rates, to be fair. It's very rare you have to fiddle with it. The only time I normally have to fiddle with it is when I've messed up myself. So this looks like Zurich that we're actually flying over at the minute. This looks like the city of Zurich. And obviously we're programmed for an ILS 28, but hopefully we'll disconnect and do a nice manual approach. So the exam prep's coming along not too bad. So yeah, basically I'm an apprentice, but I'm also, it's a degree apprenticeship. So I'm a paramedic by, well, I say I'm a paramedic, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing my paramedic degree. That's actually what I do. It's completely different to flight simming, that's for sure. It's certainly a nice different break. So I worked as an ambulance technician for 7 years now. Basically work have decided to pay for me to do my paramedic degree, which is what I'm doing. Got some exams in about 2 weeks time. So to be quite honest, what I do sometimes, if I'm just doing a short video, I'm a bit cheeky really. What I do is I get my laptop out, set it in cruise, especially if it's a long flight, set it in the cruise, and I'll just sit there and do some coursework whilst I'm at it. Do a bit of revision whilst I'm at it, which is absolutely perfect, to be fair. Oh yeah, the night lights are quite good. So that is one of the big differences. I don't know if you ever owned flights in 2020. It wasn't very good in respect to that. It was really, really poor, to be honest. The lighting was, whereas the lighting's a lot better on here. Whether it's realistic or not, I don't know, but it looks pretty good. I do need to try and do some daytime flights. The problem is because with work and things, I tend to do more night flights than I do day flights, but they are quite scenic. Yeah, we'll have to do an Innsbruck. I'm going to do an Innsbruck stream shortly, I think. That's going to be my plan anyway. So we're just having a quick look to make sure we're flight level 250. It's estimating to. It actually wanted to flight level 120 by the next waypoint, so I think we probably need to increase our descent a little bit. So we will go managed, and then we will increase the vertical speed to sort of match that. Obviously the risk of doing that now is we're going to increase in our speed, so we'll probably put a little bit of spoilers out just to control that speed a little bit. So just halfway out really. Well, that's not even. Yeah, about halfway. Should just control the speed a little bit. So you had 2020 on the Xbox. Yeah, I think you've made the right decision there going to PC. It's a completely different experience in my opinion. Like, if you just want to fly around and mess about, I think the Xbox is quite good. But I think if you want to get more realism out of it, and having add-ons like the Phoenix, PMDG 737, things like that, I do think you need to go onto PC really. I don't know if you've ever looked at the PMDG, Gareth. Like, I always used to fly PMDG all the time in the previous sims. Never flew the Airbus, always swore blind I'd never fly the Airbus. Oh yeah, definitely the add-ons really do help. So I don't know if you were in the stream at the time, but I did sort of semi-discuss the add-ons that I run. So the main one other than the Phoenix is GSX Pro, which obviously does all our pushback and marshalling and things. Obviously we run Navigraph, which you already know. So you've got the PMDG, awesome. I do like the PMDG, it's just, if I'm honest, it's the yoke situation. I do have a Cytec yoke, but it takes up a lot of desk space, and it's a bit awkward. I used to be dreadful at flying the Airbus, I really did, which is the reason why I didn't like it. But to be honest, awesome, you got GSX Pro as well. Look at you, got all the fantastic add-ons. I did pop a little video on earlier, if and when you feel comfortable getting onto VATSIM without model matching. So obviously the liveries initially when you go onto VPilot won't be matching what the actual aircraft are. So there's a little video uploaded earlier, I think it's only like 5 minutes long, about that. It's just a little snippet video really. I'm going to do a few little snippet videos I think. One just to hopefully increase some of the views and subscribers as well. That's the plan anyway. So we will secure the cabin shortly. As well as you can see, we're not actually that far now, and we're probably going to take a couple of shortcuts realistically. I'm going to have a quick look at the charts as well, just upon landing, just to see where we're going to end up. So, this aircraft here has been here, God knows how long. It's been sat there for ages. So we're expecting runway 28. Obviously, I'm going to attempt to come up at Lima 7, and then we'll take a stand somewhere along there. But we'll see how we go. I can't see any other aircraft that are on the way into. Oh no, there's one there on the way in, and then there's us over here somewhere. It's not far really. I think what we're probably going to do is we're going to probably go direct to 449 ZH 449. Just to chop a little bit more time off. We had to do a couple of shortcuts there, to be fair. Shit. Awesome. Yeah, safe. A lot of people don't realise about the model matching with the liveries and things, because obviously it puts the models in there, but you just end up with plain aircraft. So doing it direct is really straightforward, to be fair. Apologies, I've just bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just making sure this speed's coming back. So we're going to pop the seatbelt signs on, and I think we'll stay as we are for the minute. Anyway, so with the direct, I can just go to the next direct, so it's not a problem. So, oh, my bad, I didn't realise Navigraph was slow. My bad. Like I said, I'm not very good with Streamlabs yet. I'm still learning the ways with it. It's a little bit fiddly, to be honest. So, when you do a direct, it's really straightforward. So you literally hit the direct button, and it will give you a list. Obviously, the list is the next lot of waypoints that we have on here. So if I go to 451, for example, or to be fair, I could do 449. 451. You just press that to the left-hand side. It will then obviously put the waypoint there, tell you how many miles you are, and you literally just click insert, and then that will now adjust it to that waypoint. It's a really, really neat feature. You probably want to put this. We shall start reducing our speed very shortly as well. So the ILS intercept point is 5,000 feet we need to be at, so we can always continue our descent really. We shall pop the landing lights on in a second as well. Yeah, no worries at all. No worries at all. Yeah, apologies. I didn't realise I got Navigraph open because obviously it's on a different screen. Streamlabs is so, and it sits right down in the corner, which is sometimes why I don't see the comments. Yeah, at least you can hear the cabin tonight. I don't know what went wrong there, to be honest. I feel like it was probably muted or something, or something to do with the audio settings. I'm not too sure if I'm completely honest. I don't know if you noticed the new addition to the AFB. So I managed to upload the YouTube channel logo onto it. It's a little bit vibrant though, to be honest, especially when you're flying at night. We seem to be a little bit cloudy. Can't see much out here at the minute. Yeah, a few clouds. I say I made it, so I didn't make it, if I'm honest. So I don't know if you've ever heard of something called ChatGTP. So basically it's an AI program. It can answer pretty much any question you put in it, but you can also get it to make images. So you'll probably notice a lot of the images look very artistic on a lot of the videos. One, because I'm not a graphic designer, and two, because I enjoy flying. I don't enjoy sitting there making. So I tried to make the YouTube uploading really, really easy. So basically, I use ChatGTP to pretty much create out all of the YouTube stuff. To be honest, all the thumbnails, also the so at flight level 100 is going to pop the landing lights on. Also get to make all my descriptions as well. And it tends to use the same sort of standard descriptions. Oh, I definitely can't see much now, apart from landing lights. We'll set auto brake to low, and we'll enable the speed brake. Heard anyone on advisory speaking to me. Yeah, ChatGTP's, to be fair, it's used. The only reason why I'd heard of it really was because of going to uni. Not that I'd ever recommend anyone ever using it for uni assignments. It's good for answering questions. Like if you've got a quite specific question, it gives you quite a specific answer. But Yeah, there is a bit of a wall of light, isn't there? But it's weird, like, because I think it's just a bit of bounce back from the cloud, to be fair. Oh, anti-ice detected. I didn't think it was that cold out, to be fair, but we shall pop the anti-ice on then. Oh, bit of rain now as well. Look at that. Not seen rain on here for quite a while, to be honest. The only good thing is the wind's okay. The weather might be rubbish, but the wind's okay. Yeah, I know. Just need a bit of snow now. As long as we don't have a wind chill, we'll be all good. It seems to be taking forever to do this last little bit of a leg. So what, 52 miles by the look of it to run. So obviously we can see down here, it tells me how many miles. We should be landing at 22.54. So we've knocked a few minutes off of it. Yeah, to be honest, Gareth, I've not really done much YouTube stuff. I've had a couple of channels before, but I've never really did much. This is probably the most I've ever done on YouTube, to be honest. It's just a bit of a hobby as well, just something to do really. Get to meet lovely people like yourself, have a bit of a chat. It'd be nice to get a Discord server up at some point, and then we can actually chat with people. Especially if you've got any problems or any questions, it'd be a lot easier way of doing things. We might be able to cut the corner a little bit more, to be fair. Right. The airport's just here over to our left-hand side with a look at things. That's one of the runways. The other runway runs parallel across. Don't know why the audio occasionally cuts out. It's really weird. I think it's a SIM issue though, not an issue with this. So we will continue our descent to 5,000, but we'll do quite a shallow descent really. Around about 500 feet a minute. Allow us to control our speed a little bit better. So that flight control calibration issues, an ongoing problem. Yeah, some group flights would be good, to be fair. There's no such thing as being a shambles on VATSIM. Everyone learns something. There's quite, if I'm honest, there's loads of new people on VATSIM. I've heard quite a few tonight, to be fair. And it's no problem with it. You soon pick it up, to be honest. If you're not sure, the best thing is just stop and ask. That's the best thing. If you think like you've gone if you've gone the wrong way, just contact the tower. They won't be bothered. It's when you ignore their instructions is what. Don't get me wrong, we've all taken the wrong taxiway here and there. It happens, unfortunately. Especially when you go into airports that you've not been to before. So, local QNH 1020. So now it says on there, ice not detected, so I might try and see if we can get away with no anti-ice. See how we end up. So we'll start reducing our speed in a minute. It's probably initially 220 knots, just for the downwind leg. Let me just catch up on what we're on about. No, you're not doing anything wrong. Sometimes it's just a joystick issue. I've tried numerous times trying to get that to reset itself, so I've done a lot of Googling. Yeah, definitely listening to other people when you're observing is brilliant. It just gives you a bit of Yeah, certainly worthwhile observing, to be fair. I do really love VATSIM, to be fair. It's one of the best things ever. Right, let's reduce our speed back to 220. See if we need to use any spoilers. Hopefully we won't. It should come quite naturally. Zurich traffic, EasyJet turning base for runway 28. We have 32 track miles. God knows if there is actually any traffic about, to be fair, but we'll soon find out. So we can bring flaps 1 out. So I don't know if you knew, Gareth, so once we hit this first marker here, that's when you can put your first stage of flaps out, which is to say it's around 230 knots sort of mark. So we'll bring flaps 1 out. I don't know if you've tried with the we'll activate the landing system on this side as well. I'm going to bring that speed back further, back to 200 knots. So make this left hand turn now. See how we end up. So what we'll do, we'll set up for an ILS approach, and then we'll disconnect once we have done everything else. So approach checklist power is a 1020, seatbelt on, minimum is set at 2,300 feet, auto brake low, engine mode selector is normal. Apologies if I'm a little bit quieter for the next few minutes. It'll just why we get a bit of concentration there. So it's quite a nice long approach, really. So what we'll do, we'll activate the approach. So we'll hit the approach button, and then we'll AP1, AP2. So that gives us Cat 3 dual, AP1, AP2, and glide slope and localizer. So lock star. That will be established on the localizer. We'll bring speed back now 180 knots. And now we can pop the second stage of flaps out, but we'll stand by before putting any more out until we get the gear down. Yeah, it's not a bad little route. It's not. I wouldn't say it's as scenic as Innsbruck though. If you, I would certainly recommend flying Innsbruck offline first though.
2,500.
You don't realise how low it is, to be quite honest. So we are at outstar, and then we just gotta wait for the glide slope to take over, which will be a few minutes. Yeah, like I say, it's quite a long-winded approach. Really, we've got 18 miles. We've also got another aircraft on our right hand side. Just gonna have a quick look on Navigraph just to see if they are also coming into Zurich. Yes, they are also coming into Zurich, so we're gonna have some traffic behind us at some point. Zurich traffic, EasyJet 16 miles, established ILS 28. And it's raining like anything. So we've got the runway in sight. Give it a couple of minutes before we pop the gear down. You can hear that auto thrust really compensating against the winds. We've got a bit of a tailwind. Only 7 knots, nothing interesting really. The other thing to make sure you do is just double check, go on your performance page, just make sure you're in this approach thing. Sometimes it will say here activate approach if you basically missed the approach. and then you'll end up, when you go to manage speed, it will go to like 250 knots or something stupid. We've got a couple of you on the stream now, which is nice to see. Certainly better than the number 0. It's very patchy, this these showers. I don't obviously know how well you know the Airbus guys, so if I'm a bit patronising, I do apologise, but I just thought sometimes it's just helpful to know. So we'll reduce speed back now 160 knots, and we'll pop the landing gear down as well. Glide slope's just about to come into line. We'll just bring our navigation display. So 160 knots, we can bring out all the way to flaps full, but we'll go flaps 3 initially. So we're 10 miles from the threshold. Yeah, good. I don't like to sound too patronising. It's just difficult because you don't know what sort of level someone's at. Like Airbus could be something completely new. They're quite straightforward though, to be honest. Once it's just getting in the flow of things, really. Right. Once we get to around 5 miles, we'll go to managed speed, and we shall take over. We'll go flaps full anyway. So, landing checklists. Ground altitude set at 5,000. Cabin crew advised and cabin is ready. Eco memo landing and no blue. Zurich traffic easy 907 ILS 28 short final. So we're going to manage speed. Oh, wish me luck. Man your flights. Cat 1. Hopefully it shouldn't need much tinkering with, really. I always find that the thing is flying with the joystick is I always tend to overcorrect rather than undercorrect. So we've got the flight directors that we can follow, but to be honest, a lot of the time you'll probably notice I tend to fly quite visually once to get to a certain sort of altitude.
1,000.
Checked. They're a little bit low. Just bring that nose up a touch. I'm a little bit off to the left. It's all about small adjustments, really. Sometimes if you proper whack it left to right, it's oh, I don't know about going for the butter. I actually tend to land the 321 better than this, to be honest. I think because it's quite small, there's so much adjustment that you can make. I'd say I'm really, really far left now. Got a slight crosswind, but nothing drastic.
500. 100 above.
A little bit high.
Minimum.
Continue. The minimums is really high. I don't know why it's so high, but
500. 400.
land. A little bit higher.
200.
Bring those back a touch. Touchdown zone is in sight.
100.
A little bit higher.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Spoilers. Reverse screen, auto brake low. Decel. Knots. Auto brake disconnect, and we'll vacate left. Just gonna have a quick look to see. Flaps retract, spoilers retract, landing lights off, taxi lights on, APU on. Zurich traffic, EasyJet 97 vacated left at Lima 1. After landing, checklist radar, protective wind system is off. After landing complete. So this is where the fun begins, because I have no idea where I'm going now. What we'll do is try and get GSX teed up. This is the hard bit, it's trying to...
We look forward to welcoming you on board again soon.
Let's go with Alpha, because it's the closest one. Do you know what? I'm going to request to follow me. I think I've not used the follow me for ages. So, we'll just hold position here a second. The other aircraft's inbound, so hopefully they'll be... Not used the marshaller for ages, so as there's no ATC online, we'll make the most of it. I say make it look easy. I don't think 1 minute and 13 seconds apparently. See this other aircraft coming in. But to be fair, we could start to taxi forward a little bit. I can't remember what stand I selected now. 50 seconds apparently. Alpha 3 we're after. So. Alpha 3. Oh, it's literally really easy.
Traffic.
He's just touchdown. We'll just turn that back off. Here he is, here's our marshaller. We'll see which... Not used him for ages to be fair. It always goes wrong normally when I try and use this, so... So he should go at 17 knots, I think he's set up. Yeah, it's quite handy to follow me, to be fair. Like, we don't tend to use it so much in this country, but I know, like, certainly the Canary Islands, they use it routinely. Zurich traffic, EasyJet crossing at 16. He's a speedy little car, I give him that. No, it wasn't a bad landing actually. Considering I've not flown here before, I thought that wasn't too bad a landing really. It's all about taking small, gentle controls really, and not basically fighting with the side stick. That's the worst thing you can do, is fight with it. Apparently I've got a Thrustmaster, one of the Airbus Thrustmaster ones. Apparently they're not actually that good, but I've never had any issues with it, to be honest. No worries, Gareth, you take care, mate. Yeah, and just drop us a message. Yeah, so just drop us a message. If there's a better time for you, just drop us a message and I'll try and fit it around it. You seem to be the most prominent person at the minute that watches the videos, and to be fair, if it helps you out a little bit, that's fine. Thursday will probably be the day where I don't do any videos, if I'm honest. The weekends we probably will. Hopefully we'll do some day flights in the weekend. I don't obviously know what you're up to in the daytime. Hopefully we'll do some daytime flights. Yeah, not really planned the weekend yet, to be fair. So it's on the right hand side, this stand is. Yeah, nice chatting to you as well, Gareth. Yeah, it's nice to have someone to talk to be quite honest. Yeah, maybe with the UK, little flight up to Edinburgh or something. If you're cheeky, you see, what you could do is you could log on to VATSIM and we could do a group flight, but do it at the point where and just watch it on your phone or something. Watch me on the phone, and then we can still have a conflab and also do a bit of both. Is hard work multitasking though, I must admit. Oh, wow, we've actually got the safe dock working as well. Let's hope for anyone, yep. It's telling me off now, going too quick. Parking brake is set. And oh yeah, I forgot about the flaps setting. AP is online, so AP engine 1 and engine 2 can come off. And seatbelts can come off as well.
The boarding requested.
Stern power connected and AP can come off. Yeah, sounds like a plan, Gareth. Certainly sounds like a plan. So what we will do is we will parking checklist, parking brake or chopped parking brake is set, engines off, wing lights off, and fuel pumps are off. So that is our landing checklist complete. So then everyone, thanks for joining us. I don't obviously know who the other person in the stream is, but thanks for watching with us. And it wasn't a bad little landing, to be fair. I'm quite impressed with that. It'll be uploaded properly within about a day. It takes a little while on YouTube. Like I say, we're just waiting for passengers to get off.
Passengers deboarding starting.
And then we will leave you there. Thanks for joining us though. Do appreciate it. If you're not already liked, comment and subscribing, then please do. And we will see you in the next video.